Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As expected by the title of today's video, we're here to show you the best method for finishing your rebounding specialization quests in NBA 2K26. So, this isn't going to be your typical video where you just click on and you're like, oh, well, the dude's going to explain to you, you got to get a lot of rebounds, right? I'm going to have some pretty solid methods for you, places you should be in terms of the, types of, it's going to be a lot of street ball, but the types of players you should play against in the teams and stuff like that, or to talk about some of these trials as well. Now, let's get straight into this, right? I want to show you why some of these are actually kind of cheese. So, the trials against Timmy right here, and shout out Timmy and his brick squad of teammates that cannot shoot the ball and yet still choose to shoot the ball. This is why this is by far the best place to be for a lot of the quests that we're going to be talking about in the video. So, for a rebound, you get 2 points. For a dunk, you get an extra bonus point, so 3 points for a dunk, essentially. And what you're going to see me do, and we'll go ahead and, pull that up in a little bit. I just wanted to drop a quick little nugget of information on you guys right there in the intro of that is why it's going to be so cheese when it comes to your specialization quest, when it comes to these right here, the ones where you have to win a certain amount of games with 5 or more rebounds in each win. It's going to be huge for you to do stuff like that. So we'll detail that in just a second. But then further than that, I also have another method of trying to get the volume rebounds as well. I will say the ones that require the teammate grade, not exactly something that I have a great method for, but it is only 50 of them and it's at the beginning. So I would think this would just be more of a natural thing you could do as far as playing park, pro-am and stuff like that with your boys, or just, randoms and stuff like that as well. Should be fine. Again, 20 wins, you could do that method that I'm talking about with the street ball stuff if you're really brand new to this, of doing the one that gives you the 2 points for a rebound, because the cheese with that is essentially you're gonna get the game over with very quickly. So it's pretty nice, and again, you can manage to get the 5 rebounds per game really easily. But yeah, we have more than that, just a method that's also going to be showing you guys how to get the volume rebounds really efficiently and consistently. And let's go ahead and get straight into them. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on noties, all good stuff. And like always, try this 1 to 1,000 likes. Now look, I'm a guy myself that looks up videos like this and stuff as well when I was in, need of information, and I couldn't find any, to be real with you, that were very helpful. So I understand what you're looking for as a viewer right now. And that is more than just, that volume rebound method, because a lot of you guys can probably foresee that it's going to be something like load up a 7-4 with high offensive rebound and terrible close shot and just chuck shots on, the people until you miss, and then boom, go up with your self rebound animation over and over and over again and try and do that as well as you can. But I'm here for more information than just that. I want to get you guys hooked up against the best people you should play against and how to go about them as well. So more than just to come out here and talk about, the fine details of, what to do in game. I'm talking about who to even play in general, because I've played a lot of them. As you can see, this isn't even the only build I did. I was on that 7-4 coming out here with that 99 offensive rebound because I just made a build strictly for that. You could do it with any build as well. We'll have 2 different methods that I can showcase. One is going to be just angel reasing things and just, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her either, but to miss your own shot and get the offensive rebound right after that as well, and just keep on doing that over and over and over again until you eventually score 8 points and they start double teaming you, and then you just pass to open teammates that can't shoot either. But yeah, as for the teams you should be targeting, I would go against Poster Child for one if you're trying to get those self-rebound opportunities, because it's going to give the opportunity to be matched up on him, who's 5'7" for that matter. And I mean, as you can see, like I said, 5'7", 180, 5'10" wingspan. So he's a great option to just full bar layup and stuff like that against, right? And then you'll just simply be able to grab the offensive rebound on him very consistently. And then his teammates right here between Grady and Story can't shoot very well. Now, it's not completely unable to shoot, but not very good at all. It's going to be a really unreliable source. Now, for Timmy's team is completely brick. Like these two cannot shoot right here between Grady and Brady. I guess technically it's like, the Grady from this team as well. But point being, neither of these two can shoot at all. And then Timmy is also still small at 5'8" as well. So why both of these are cheese is just you get the opportunity to get those self rebounds if you're in those offensive rebound opportunities that we'll show later in the video as well with some footage. It's going to be a really good team to go against. However, this team has good rebounders at the 2 and the 3, and sometimes they might get the matchup switches a little bit different. So if you're going for volume rebounds, I would suggest to go against Poster Child right here. That's my suggestion. Now, if you are in those trials, like we've said as well, the thing is that Timmy is the best way to go, because you're going to simply grab defensive rebounds for them just doinking every shot essentially, and you get two points for every D-board. You could walk out of bounds for all you care on offense if you would like, but to get the game over with quicker, I would suggest to try and rim run, get dunks, standing dunks if you're a big man that's trying to go after this, or whatever you can do, or if you want to just shoot over them if you're a 7-4 or something like that, get a quick 3-pointer, whatever you'd like to do. So anyway, let's get into some footage now that we've given you the details of where to be and why to be. Okay, so I figure why not. I'll just show you the desktop. I have 3 folders right here of like, clips. It's going to be self offensive rebounds for volume, but it's a lot quicker. So you're going to see that one's like 11 minutes and we end up, I'll just show you the final results if you're interested in the results. 11 minutes and we get about 43 offensive rebounds. Again, you can see the clip length at the bottom right here. This is 10 minutes in, and this is like I started the recording, while we're not even in here. So if you're talking in-game footage right here, this is from like about 51 seconds in to then the game ends at about, as you can see, 10 minutes. So less than 10 minutes, we were able to get 40 rebounds. That's 43 for that matter. It's pretty big time. It's very good as far as the method goes. So that is the self O boards for volume. However, we have another one that's more big volume. It's like the huge amount of offensive rebounds, but it's a lot slower paced, as you can see, and it's eventually with me losing. But this one, you can see I have 125 rebounds, and the clip footage itself is about 38 minutes or so. And yeah, I'm not going to call it the most efficient, but in one sitting for you to just kind of turn your brain off and do stuff like this, it's going to be the easiest thing to do. So essentially what I do in these clips right here for the big volume, like really brain dead method that you can just do without even really like, playing the game very often. Like I'm out here just watching Demon Slayer while I'm like literally playing this, right? And I just have the audio turned up on this so that I can hear the clock start ticking. Once you hear the ding, ding, that's when you want to throw it over to Big Al over here at the B button. So Big Al cannot shoot the ball. I have him in the corner right here, and you're going to see we just walk it down with about 3 seconds left. He's going to put the shot up, miss it every time, nearly. He'll make like about 1 in every, like, I don't know, 30 to be fair. And you're chucking him contested shots too, so it's very unlikely he makes them. So once again, you can see I just walk it down about 4 seconds right there. Big Al gets the shot up once again, boom, grab the board. Now I am on a 7-4 right here that I recreated for this because I thought that I was going to be doing the other method way more often. I still was doing the purposeful miss into self rebounds, right, on the O boards. And what I want to suggest to you guys, I'll just let this play out while I'm talking on it. Might as well give you something to watch. But what I would suggest is to make a separate build because you will screw up your hot zones doing so. If you're doing that self rebound, where you're just chucking the shots with low close shot and going over and over and over again trying to grab your own board, and I'll actually show that method in a second here because this one is very repetitive and brain dead easy. Try and get Poster Child or Timmy on you and then just go ahead and hit them with the worms and stuff over and over again. Look at, bro, Big Al hitting a 40 though is crazy. I'm telling y'all, he misses, like, I actually probably don't have a box score, but I mean, as you can see, I'm chucking it to him nearly every single time on these clips. But yeah, if you do make the build for the offensive rebound opportunities, I would suggest to make it a 7-4. It is very simple to just line up at the point guard and get O boards over these guys right here. And I think, like I said, it's a more efficient method as well. It's just this one, as you can see, led to me with a total of 125 rebounds in one game over, once again, about a 40-minute span. But when you do the math on it a little bit, that one where I was grabbing the self O boards being a literal like clip that's about 10 minutes long and I still got 43 for that matter is, in my opinion, better. So let's go ahead and just show you like a strand of the clips right here. I don't exactly have anything plotted out for the best case of an example, but I'll just go ahead and show you. So you want to get down below, I would suggest to pump fake a couple of times. You can actually like, secure it a little bit better in that case. So as you can see, boom, going up with terrible shots. I'm just pump faking, trying to get squared up underneath the basket. As you can see, blocks that right there. But whether it's a strand of 1, 2, 3, whatever it may be, it's perfectly fine. Then as long as you leave this guy open on the opposite end, their big man, or even the 2 is like not the greatest shooter either, but if you leave the big man open, he will miss nearly every single shot and you get a free D board every single time. So now you don't have to sit here and wait until the shot clock's down to 4. You can just go straight into it on the offense. Not to mention, once you have 8 points, they start double teaming. You can start passing to your open teammates and it'll probably just get the game over with a little bit quicker. So whether they're doubling you or not, boom, if they're not, just go up with those shots and try and self rebound. If they are doubling you, just give it to your wide open teammates. They will shoot it quickly. That's why I really think this is probably the most efficient way to do it personally. It's just that like, it's going to be a lot more inputs. You're reading the double teams, trying to make, the right passes and stuff like that. And yeah, you definitely have to just adjust to what the defense is going to do. So if you don't want the brain dead method, and as you can see, this time they're not double teaming, but then boom, they send it. So you got to send it to him, Big Al, and he misses the shot, blah, blah, blah. Do the same thing over and over again. And that's why it's also frustrating sometimes, because those double teams are variables. It can lead to things that you don't want exactly happening. So it's a little bit less consistent, but it is overall, in my opinion, the best method, like I said, because you will just get those high volume offensive rebounds in a short amount of time, getting crazy amounts of O boards, as we mentioned. But It'll also get you wins. Now I want to talk, let me get to one more thing and I'll try and remind myself to start talking about the objectives, the lifetime quests, when we get to that final point that we're talking about. But I just want to show you guys this right here, the trial cheese, if you will. So the thing is with the trials, right, if we go to the quests, you're gonna see that you need to complete 10 teammate trials, 20, 32 anyway. Turns out you can do this over and over again, the exact same one, and it counts as the trial. I thought you'd have to actually complete every single one of them by getting, like, you know, play that person 5 times and then be able to unlock them as the teammate trial. Instead, what you can do, you can just play the Timmy right here over and over and over again. And what you'll see is, this is going to be a really good method as far as getting these Grit to Glory, or, you know, the Crash Conqueror or anything like that, where you have to win games with 5 or more rebounds. So again, let's just go ahead and show you this. We're loading into the trial right here, and then you're going to go to Timmy, and then all the way down to the bottom, boom, there you go. You're going to get the exact same team and an opponent the exact same, you know, every time. But Big Al and Drew are not great shooters, and then Brady and Grady aren't great shooters either. So naturally, it just leads to a lot of easy defensive rebounds. So boom, go ahead and get into this. We'll just show you the straight up method of, you know, seeing it in live action. You can see, boom, even on the front fade, he's doinky. And as you can see, that gives us 2 points for just grabbing the rebound. Simple as that, right? So now I'm going to go ahead and just, you know, try and get offense over as quickly as possible. You can do whatever you'd like for this. Again, dunks give you extra points, but, and honestly, if you were on a different build, this is my main build, so I didn't want to screw up the hot zones. But if you were on a different build and you were okay with just chucking the shots up, you could just easily be able to get, you know, self-offensive rebound opportunities as well. So anyway, into, you know, the transition right there, don't get the dunk, blah, blah, blah. They're out in transition as well. You know, it's not exactly the best case scenario of showing you guys this stuff, but I don't know. I just wanted to give you a raw, real, you know, example of what we're looking at right here. So just getting buckets however we can on offense, and then into the defense, just going to leave the big man open. If you need to change your icons, hit right bumper and then X. You can see me toggling that as well. He will rip it every single time he's wide open, and he will miss it pretty much every single time he's wide open as well. So overall, great method, really. And again, on offense, just get the game over with as quickly as possible. If you got to hit teammates, feel free to. Bro making a 70 right there is crazy, by the way. But even if this is a worst case scenario, like everything's going wrong for you, it's still gonna be a super fast method of like getting things done. Like, look at this. So boom, once again, misses another rebound into the 2 points. And again, if you were on something where you're comfortable chucking shots, you could just get yourself rebounds as well. But boom, we get the dunk right there. That gives me another 3. He misses the wide open shot again. Boom, that's another 2. And then we just get down in transition, get the dunk. Boom, that's all you need to do. I mean, that literally right there is a, let's go ahead and mark this. That's at about 3 minutes in, and the game actually starts at about 1 minute in. So a 2-minute thing. 2 minutes is all we needed to get that done, and it honestly wasn't even the most efficient we could have ever done either. So then, once again, you can just come right back in, go back to Timmy, starts it right up, you know, hold your A button, blah, 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 get through all that nonsense, and then boom, just get back right into the same thing. Let the big man shoot wide open, and then just, you know, go ahead and walk Timmy down. Even if you got to go for like the standing dunk or something like that, this is still another way you can get over with real quick. Boom, there's 3 points right there. Boom, zoom, 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 zoom right through it. And I mean, as you can see, grabbing rebounds. And then all you need to, what you need to make sure though, obviously, is that you get those 5 rebounds in the game. So if you need to, walk out of bounds or something like that, or just chuck a full court shot or something like that. If you are coming up on, like, let's say I was in this exact same situation right here, and I only had 4 rebounds. If it was 20 points, I don't want to score because I don't want to get the game over with. So just walk out of bounds or something like that and let big man over here shoot, Grady, Brady, whatever the heck his name is, or even the other guy, for that matter. Just let them shoot, get the easy rebound, and then boom. You'll actually be able to win the game off getting a rebound too. Like if I were to grab a O board right now, it would end the game at 22-8. So yeah, definitely keep that in mind. The trials are very, very good for getting the volume games of like the requests that you need to get a certain amount of rebounds per game. But yeah, as for this one, this is 6.5 minutes into the clip, and if we go to the beginning of the game, it was at about 4.5 minutes. So once again, about a 2-minute thing, and the whole file of the recording itself was like 6.5 minutes or 7. So like, yeah, I mean, and as you can see, it is getting the progress toward the grit to glory as well. So between the volume rebound method and between the win 100 games with 5 or more rebound method, I'd like to think these are both very solid, and I would suggest it to you guys as well, 100%. Now, if you're someone that doesn't want to make the new build just for this, I would recommend the big volume method, which was like, you know, if we just cut to any part of the video, it's going to be me doing this. So that you don't have to chuck the terrible shot selections for yourself, I would recommend to do this. I do think if you were to remake a build and make something new for it, I'll show you what I was working with myself, because I did want the Rim Guardian myself personally. But again, if you're someone that doesn't want to make something specifically for this, I would recommend to probably just do something like this, because you don't want to screw up your build's hot zones, in my personal opinion. And then as you can see, we don't get that to work out perfectly. But yeah, I mean, you'll have some cases where it doesn't work out like that for you. But I mean, as you can see, I grabbed 14 defensive rebounds on this too. So every time you're in transition of screwing it up and then back on defense, it's the same thing I was just showing y'all with the trials one. You're just going to leave these guys wide open and get easy rebound opportunities on the defensive end. Okay, so I want to show you guys one more thing while we're here, and that is your lifetime quests. So naturally, as you can see, I'm at 159, but naturally what you want to do is rack up a couple of these while you're here. So with defeat bosses, this is just beating different people. If you want to just grind a couple of these on the way, I would recommend it. It's not going to be the best method or anything like that, but simply just blaze through them and grab your rebounds while you can. Put yourself on the worst shooter possible by hitting right bumper and then hitting the icon of whoever the worst shooter is, and just leave them wide open. And by doing that, you'll rack up the wins. Essentially, what you want to do is clear this board, just beat everybody that's on this. As you can see, when you hit that upgrade meter of it being orange, that means you've played them one time. If you reach all the way up, that means you've played them 5 times. I thought that you had to complete all of them to beat the teammate trials. Turns out, then I just tried playing Timmy back to back over and over again, and I was racking them up that way. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. But once you clear this board, then you want to come all the way over here. Shout out to the running shoes. We can actually do this quickly and show you guys the full process of running over here. You don't go to the hall over there. However, I would recommend that. I'll talk to you in a second about that as far as a trial to be done, as far as the quest. But yeah, then you come over here, find the other board as well, and you'll just go ahead and rack up some wins in this one as well. Okay, my bad. I overran the board. Anyway, yeah. Come over here, start beating everybody. That's how you're going to rack up the wins in here. Boom. That's how you get the lifetime quest done of beating just people in general, and then of defeating the bosses, I should say. So then for the teammate trials, I already just showed you guys, you can play the same one over again. So if you're going for, I would save this. Don't knock these out intentionally. What I would save them for is when you're going after the actual, point of doing the teammate trials, like the 5 rebounds per game quest. Just save it for, situations like this. Because literally, there's 62 of these to be done, and it'll get you 3 quests done in your lifetime challenges. So definitely save them for those 5 boards per game situation. So then if you want to lock in on the King of Pivot Point, it's over here on the left. As you can see, I'm toggling it right here. And what it's going to do is you just win 15 games in a row. You're going to get those quests done. So it's not, once again, the most optimal thing by any means, because you're going to be playing some teams that have good shooters. You can probably use your context clues a little bit to figure out who isn't a good shooter and stuff like that. So just understand it's going to be not as optimal as the methods I've shown you, but if you're trying to knock out lifetime quests in the meantime, stick to it. And then as you do all of this stuff as well, you're going to get the shut it downs as well. Now, hey, this is a grind. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to put you guys onto some front like it's going to be a 2-hour experience to get, 1,500 rebounds. Like I've shown you, I was getting about 40 in a 10-minute span, and even that is very efficient and optimal, where I was getting like a lot of self boards over and over and over again and stuff like that. But, and matter of fact, let me show you some clips of that too. But point being is, it's going to take you a lot longer than you think it is. However, I think if there's one thing you get out of this video, it's that cheese method of doing the teammate trials is so powerful when it comes to getting that game done quickly with the rebound with Timmy. So just keep that in mind. But anyway, I want to just show you a couple of highlights from what I was doing. All right, so I assume pretty much everything I clipped right here is going to be me just getting a ton of self boards over and over and over again. So this is like some of the best case scenarios. I end up below the basket a little bit right here, miss the shot, boom, just spam Y. Miss the shot again, boom, spam Y. But make sure you're not still spamming it by the time you actually get the rebound. That is important. Now, I also show you the build that I recreated right here, and it was a budget build. It's not expensive by any means. It's just, I probably spent more than you guys would need to, because I went for the Rim Guardian take to try and be able to get see the future ability, right? I just wanted to be able to see where the ball was going to go, and I figured I'd rather personally spend the money rather than the actual time of the grind that it would have taken me any extra. I don't recommend that to you. If you would like, you can use, one of those given takeovers like the infinite stamina one, and it's still helpful. And then you could, get your vertical and speed up or something like that, or strength, whatever you'd like. But yeah, I mean, as you can see, that's efficient rebounding. That's a lot getting done in a short amount of time, for real. Like, I mean, every time you do one of these, it's saving you time technically compared to the other method. But that is the downside. You will miss some of them as well. And as you can see, just in transition, trying to force the big man to shoot, it's going to be a great defensive rebound opportunity every time. That's why this is low-key better if you ask me, because you can just get those easy, fast D boards, and if this messes up at all, where they just like, you know, do get the rebound on you quickly, it's not that big a deal because you can just get right back to the other side of the court. So anyway, if you're out of position, boom, just walk it back down, drop step, and again, go up with some terrible takes, just spam Y, get the board back, boom, pump fake into just squaring up with the basket. You want to make sure you're not falling away from the basket as you're taking the shot, or else it will take you out of the old board position a little bit. But hey, I mean, as you can see, like, you know, that is really getting stuff done. Then by the time that you actually get 8 points, they will start double teaming you like we showed you earlier in the video, and then you'll just start hitting your open teammates. Simple as that. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and swap over to builds real quick and show you the 77 overall that we were out here in the Street Kings with, 7-4. And I don't think you have to upgrade everything. Like, as you can see, I went with the 80 interiority and 80 block to be able to get the rim guardian take. Don't even touch that if you don't want, and honestly, you don't even have to really max out your O board, I wouldn't think either. D board you could even have sit somewhat low too. The reason I wanted to make a new build though is, as you're gonna see, if I show you the, you know, 2K card right here, and I show you my hot zones and, like, you know, the city right here, I mean, I absolutely just destroyed my hot zones down low. I don't think you want to do that on your main build. It's my personal opinion, not to mention any progress that you made toward your hot zones, I believe, get wiped out, because I think it only takes your last 25 games, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, anyway, I would recommend to just load up kind of a Smurf build, if you will. Make something that's not really meant to just be something you even want to play on. Again, I don't recommend to you guys to spend money just to get this type of thing done faster. Again, if you want to, I really would say, if you want to do it in the cheap budget way, just go ahead and, you know, do the method I was showing of just running the clock down and chucking to your teammate and just grabbing the board over and over again on whatever build you already have. Or if you don't really care about your hot zones, I mean, you could do it, but the thing is, you need to be able to, like, miss close shots on purpose too, and especially in this game mode, it's a little bit hard to do sometimes. So turn your meter on as well. Make sure you turn your meter on, because it will just make the layups naturally, like if you have the meter off. Or go ahead and make your close shot lower than this if you'd like as well. I put post control on, and I don't even think you really necessarily needed it, and it's kind of what forced up my close shot to even be 60. If you could be even lower than 60, it'd be great. You could miss on purpose way more often. So definitely feel free to do that. As far as a rebound rating, I would target, maybe try and get yours to like at least 80, I would say, if you're trying to do this in a cheap way. But you definitely want your physicals a little bit as well. So I'm not exactly sure what it cost me. I'd like to say it was probably under 70K to put all these ratings on my build right here. And if you would like, probably just cut out on that a little bit. You could probably be more around like 40K, something like that. So if you don't want to do that, feel free not to. I'm just trying to give you guys some options. But again, I wanted that rim guardian take, and I don't know, I was just going to test while I was at it to see if the O board would actually go up past my 99 thresholds and stuff as well. But anyway, that's all. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to drop a like, stuff, and you turn on noties, all good stuff. Like always, try this 1 to 1,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video and you want to show your support that you did, put rebound or put special in the comments. Search parts me right through. Probably rebound, to be fair. But anyway, yeah, I hope all these methods help you guys. Not to mention, I want to tell you one more thing that I haven't tried myself, and I'm not sure if it works because I didn't do it with my friends or anything like that. But the last little sneaky method that maybe you could do is if you load in with your homies and they're willing to just chuck shots on you on like a burner build themselves as well, maybe, just maybe, it's something you could do. And maybe if you have, you know, are like 2 of you are going for the rebounding and you have one of your teammates that's just willing to chuck shots for you and you can't really split them up or anything like that, you know, you're just trying to have the group of 3 of you, go ahead and load in with 2 rebound crashers and a guard and just chuck shots and just play both sides of the rebound potentially. I mean, it might even be fun. You might be able to fight each other for some boards and have some fun doing it. So you have to be pretty precise when you hit that LBRB. It will accidentally like toggle you over if you're not. But yeah, I didn't play with my IRLs or like, you know, any of my friends or anything like that in this, but just an idea for you if you want to try that. I'm not sure how it works, so I just wanted to put this out there that it's an option. But yeah, besides that, I hope any of these other methods work for you guys with the teammate trials with Timmy and stuff like that, or, you know, the single player, boom, load up in the other side, not this this side right here, but the other one, and playing against Poster Child or Timmy in that as well. So anyway, that's all for vid. Hope y'all enjoyed. Stay tuned for any more of these tips and help videos and stuff like that, and feel free to check out anything else that's on the channel as well. Besides that, hope you enjoyed, and take it easy, man. Peace.